I pushed you away the moment I realized I wanted you, not because I didn't love you, because I loved you too much to survive losing you. You called it self-sabotage. I called it self-preservation. The closer you got to my heart, the harder I pushed you from my life. I'm going to show you the 6 ways women push away the men they want most. But here's what you need to understand. I don't just choose one of these patterns. I cycle through every single one, the moment you make me feel something I can't control. By the end of this, you'll understand why the woman who wants you most might be the one running fastest.
Way number 1. I start fights to create distance when intimacy feels too intense. The night you tell me you love me, I pick a fight about the dishes 27 minutes later. Not because I care about the dishes, because I care about you so much, it terrifies me. When emotions get too real, I manufacture problems to make space between us. Month 3, you plan a perfect weekend getaway to that cabin in Vermont you found on Airbnb. I cancel it by starting an argument about money on Thursday evening while you're folding your favorite gray sweater into your duffel bag. I watch you try to fix something that isn't actually broken while I hide from feelings that are threatening to consume me. Month 8. We have the most connected conversation of our relationship about our future together while walking through Central Park at sunset. I feel so close to you that I can't breathe properly for 41 minutes. The next day, I pick a fight about your ex-girlfriend Jessica from 2 years ago, bringing up her Instagram story from last Tuesday like it's evidence of something. Month 12. You support me through my work crisis with my boss, Mr. Peterson, perfectly, bringing me chamomile tea and listening for 3 hours without trying to fix anything. I feel so grateful and loved that it makes my chest tight for 3 hours. I respond by criticizing the way you loaded the dishwasher with the blue plates facing the wrong direction and storming out to my car. Attachment theory explains this as conflict avoidance through conflict creation, starting surface-level fights to avoid deeper emotional vulnerability. I fight with you because I want you so much, it feels like drowning in quicksand while everyone watches. When love feels too big to hold, I break it into smaller pieces I can manage without choking. My stomach churns for 52 minutes every time I create distance from the person I most want to be close to. I throw up twice during this period, once in the Starbucks bathroom on Lexington Avenue, once in my car, after seeing you look confused and hurt. And then I escalate to something worse. Way number 2. I withdraw emotionally when you get too close to who I really am. The moment you start to see past my walls, I build new ones. Not because I don't trust you with my truth, because I don't trust my truth with anyone. When you love me for who I'm pretending to be, I feel safe. When you love me for who I actually am, I feel exposed. Year 1, month 2. You tell me you love how vulnerable I am with you after I cry about my childhood fear of abandonment. I spend the next 2 weeks being extra guarded, speaking in surface-level pleasantries about the weather and avoiding eye contact for more than 4 seconds at a time. Year 1, month 8. You say you feel like you really know me now after I share my secret about dropping out of law school. I panic for 18 hours and start sharing fake problems about my neighbor's loud music instead of real ones about feeling lost in life. I'd rather you know my manufactured struggles than my authentic fears. Year 1, month 12. You see me cry about my grandmother's death, and you hold me perfectly without trying to fix my grief. I feel so seen that I want to disappear into the earth. I spend the next week being mysteriously busy with invented yoga classes and book club meetings that don't exist. Clinical research identifies this as intimacy avoidance with emotional regulation dysfunction, pulling back when connection threatens to expose authentic self. I withdraw not because you're getting it wrong, but because you're getting it right in ways that don't fit the world I thought I lived in. The closer you get to my real self, the more dangerous you become to my carefully constructed defenses. I need you to love me, but I can't let you know me completely. Because knowing me means risking losing me when you discover who I really am underneath. My hands shake for 1 hour and 37 minutes every time I punish you for seeing me clearly. I have to grip my coffee mug with both hands to stop them from trembling. If you're watching this because someone pulls away right when you get close, hit that subscribe button. Because what I reveal next shows the deeper fear driving this behavior. And then, the sabotage becomes calculated. Way number 3. I test your commitment by threatening to leave. When I feel most connected to you, I tell you I'm not sure we're right for each other. Not because I believe it, because I need to know you'll fight for me even when I'm fighting against us. The more I want you to stay, the more I threaten to go. Year 2, month 3, after our most perfect weekend together in that bed and breakfast in Woodstock, I sit you down at your kitchen table and say, I think we should take a break. I watch your face crumble while you're still holding the coffee mug I bought you for your birthday. I feel simultaneously guilty and relieved. Guilty because I'm lying. Relieved because your panic proves you care. Year 2, month 6. You integrate me into your friend group perfectly at Mike's birthday party, and I feel like I belong for the first time in my adult life. That night, I tell you I don't think I'm ready for something serious while we're brushing our teeth together. I count the seconds, 47, before you ask what you did wrong. Year 2, month 12. You meet my parents at Sunday dinner, and they love you, especially when you help my dad fix the broken cabinet door. I feel so happy watching you fit into my world that it scares me for 6 hours straight. The next week, I suggest we're moving too fast and should slow down, citing an article I read about relationship timelines. Behavioral psychology terms this push-pull attachment with abandonment testing, creating relationship threats to evaluate partner investment while managing fear of engulfment. I threaten to leave not because I want to go, but because I need proof that you want me to stay. Every time I say, maybe we should end this, I'm really asking, please convince me we shouldn't. But I'm asking in the cruelest way possible, by making you fight for something I'm pretending not to want. My throat feels tight for 2 hours and 19 minutes every time I watch you panic over losing something I never intended to take away. I can't function normally for 3 days after each of these conversations. Surviving on saltine crackers and guilt because I've made someone I love fight for something I was never planning to give up. Here's the devastating truth. I don't just use one of these tactics in isolation. I rotate through every single method. The moment my feelings get too overwhelming to exist in the world I thought I understood, write me in the comments if you've ever been pushed away by someone who claimed to care about you. Watch my video, She Craved Your Attention, Not Your Touch, to understand how women create complex emotional dynamics to manage fear. Because what I'm about to reveal shows the most destructive way we push away love. But then I start creating chaos to avoid peace. Way number 4. I create drama when things become too stable. Peace terrifies me, more than chaos, because chaos feels familiar. When our relationship gets too healthy, I manufacture problems to return to dysfunction I understand. Happiness feels dangerous. Turbulence feels safe. Year 3, month 3, we go 3 weeks without fighting, and I feel anxious for 29 hours straight, like something terrible is about to happen. I start questioning everything about us, not because anything's wrong, but because everything's right, and that feels impossible to maintain. Year 3, month 6. You surprise me with a key to your apartment shaped like a tiny heart. Instead of feeling chosen, I feel trapped in expectations I don't know how to meet. I spend 43 minutes that night Googling signs you're moving too fast in a relationship and screenshot articles that validate my panic to show my best friend Emma. Year 3, month 12. We establish wonderful routines together. Sunday morning coffee at that place on Amsterdam Avenue. Wednesday dinner dates at home. Falling asleep watching Netflix documentaries about serial killers. I should feel content, but I feel restless, like I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. I start imagining problems that don't exist and solutions to crises that haven't happened. This is what psychology calls chaos addiction with stability anxiety, preferring familiar dysfunction over unfamiliar health due to trauma-based attachment patterns. I'm not creating drama because I enjoy conflict. I'm creating drama because peace feels like the calm before the storm. If everything's perfect, something terrible must be coming. So I create the terrible thing myself to regain control over when the pain arrives. I'd rather be the author of my own destruction than the victim of unexpected abandonment from someone whose love doesn't fit the world I thought I lived in. My stomach churns for 1 hour and 41 minutes every time I destroy something beautiful, just because it felt too good to last. I throw up in the bathroom at work twice during this period, telling my coworkers I have food poisoning. But here's where I become truly cruel. Way number 5. I push you toward other people to test if you'll choose me. When I feel most insecure about your love, I give you reasons to question it. I encourage you to spend time with that friend who's obviously interested in you. Not because I want you to, but because I need to see if you will. The more I want your exclusive devotion, the more I test your loyalty. Year 4, month 3. Your coworker Sarah from accounting invites you for drinks after work at that new rooftop bar on 5th Street. Instead of saying I'm uncomfortable, I encourage you to go, while timing how long it takes you to text me from there. 3 hours and 14 minutes. I analyze every word of your messages for signs of guilt or excitement about being with someone else. Year 4, month 6. I point out how much your ex Jessica's new Instagram photos at the beach look like her old vacation ones with you in the Hamptons. I watch your face for micro-expressions while pretending to scroll casually through my phone. I'm not warning you about her. I'm testing whether you're still thinking about her body in that red bikini. Year 4, month 9. I suggest you should take that work conference trip to Chicago with your attractive colleague Rebecca, because it would be good for your career advancement. I spend the entire weekend there gone, checking your location on Find My Friends 17 times and analyzing the timestamps of your responses, noting that you take longer to text me back after 8 p.m. Psychology calls this loyalty testing with rejection sensitivity, creating opportunities for betrayal to confirm fears of abandonment, while simultaneously pushing partner toward the very behavior that's feared. I'm not pushing you toward other people because I don't want you. I'm pushing you toward them because I want proof that you won't go. But I'm creating tests you might fail, while pretending I want you to pass them. Every time I encourage you to do something that threatens us, I'm desperately hoping you'll choose me instead. Choose love that looks different from what everyone expects. I can't sleep for 5 nights in a row, understanding that I'm setting you up to hurt me, just so I can confirm I'm worth staying for, in a world where staying doesn't always make sense. And here's the final way I destroy what I want most. Way number 6, I reject you before you can reject me. The moment I realize how much I need you, I become terrified of how much losing you would destroy me. So I leave first. Not because I want to go, but because being abandoned feels worse than being alone. I end things with you before you can end things with me, even when you never plan to. Year 5, month 3. I realize I can't imagine my life without you, and it terrifies me for 36 hours straight, like facing my own mortality. I break up with you via text message while you're at your important client presentation, then turn off my phone for 8 hours and sit in my car in an empty parking lot. Year 5, month 6. You start talking about moving in together to that apartment in Brooklyn with the exposed brick walls. And I feel so happy it makes me nauseous for 47 minutes. Instead of sharing my excitement, I tell you I've been thinking we want different things while you're making us dinner. I watch you turn off the stove and scramble to understand what changed, knowing nothing changed except my capacity to handle happiness. Year 5, month 9. You tell me you want to marry me someday while we're walking through the farmer's market on Saturday morning, and I feel my chest explode with joy for exactly 47 seconds before terror takes over completely. I spend that evening explaining why we're not compatible long-term, listing reasons I don't believe about our different views on children and money, while you look at me like I'm speaking a foreign language. Psychology calls this preemptive rejection with attachment trauma responses, ending relationships to avoid the anticipated pain of being left, based on early experiences of abandonment or loss. I don't leave you because I don't love you. I leave you because I love you so much that losing you naturally would kill me. If I leave you first, I maintain the illusion that I'm choosing solitude instead of experiencing rejection. But I'm rejecting the love I want most to avoid the pain I fear most. I'm choosing guaranteed loneliness over the risk of unexpected abandonment. My entire body shakes for 3 hours and 28 minutes every time I walk away from someone I wanted to run toward. I have to take a scalding hot shower just to stop the trembling, but the guilt stays in my bones for weeks. And here's what I wish I could take back. Now you understand why I push you away when I want you most. It's not because you're not enough. It's because you're everything I never knew I could have. When someone becomes too important, they become too dangerous to the life I thought I was supposed to live. When love feels too real, it feels too fragile for the world I understand. I push you away because losing you by choice feels less devastating than losing you by chance. Some women sabotage love not because we don't want it, but because we want it so desperately that we can't bear the vulnerability it requires in a world that doesn't teach us how. Here's what I wish I could say. I'm not pushing you away because I don't love you. I'm pushing you away because I love you too much to risk being destroyed when you leave for someone who fits better in the world you think we both live in. But instead of trusting your love, I destroy it to avoid the pain of losing it naturally. Do I regret pushing away the person I wanted most? Every single day. Do I understand why I do it? I'm still learning to face that truth without drowning. Do you deserve someone who doesn't sabotage your love? That's a question that keeps me awake at night, staring at the ceiling and counting heartbeats. If someone is currently pushing you away while claiming they care, maybe they're not rejecting your love. Maybe they're protecting themselves from how much they need it to survive. And maybe the question isn't whether you should chase someone who runs. Maybe the question is whether you can love someone enough to help them feel safe, standing still, in a world that taught them love always leaves. But how do you help someone trust love when they've been taught to fear it? How do you prove you won't leave when their whole defense system is built around people leaving? How do you love someone who's convinced that happiness is just the setup for devastation? These are mysteries that even love can't always solve. And maybe some hearts are too broken to be fixed by even the most perfect love. If you want to understand more about why women create distance when they feel close, watch my video. She says she's not ready for a relationship, yet she fell for another. That video will show you the difference between someone who doesn't want love and someone who's afraid of wanting it too much to survive losing it.